This K&N air intake system is designed to increase vehicle power and acceleration by reducing restriction in the intake path. The 57-2556 air intake has received a CARB EO number, and it is street legal in all 50 states. This air intake system fits 2004, 2005, 2006, and 2007 Ford F-150 pickups with 5.4-liter engines in addition to other vehicles identified on the K&N website or catalog. K&N power testing showed an estimated power gain of 15 horsepower at 3,829 RPM with this air intake installed on a 2005 Ford F-150 with a 5.4-liter engine. Actual results will vary depending on the condition of the vehicle, mileage, weather, and other variables. With the air intake installed, we ran the vehicle on the dyno to test the sound comparison versus the stock intake. The intake kit includes components that have been designed or matched to the needs of these vehicles to produce a safe horsepower increase. Detailed installation instructions are included with this kit. The tools needed for this install are shown. Turn off the ignition and disconnect the negative battery cable. Disconnect the mass air sensor electrical connection. Rotate crankcase vent hose locking ring and pull crankcase vent hose off air filter housing. Unhook wiring harness retaining clip from airbox. Disconnect the brake booster vent line from the air filter housing. Pull up on the heater control valve and wiring harness mounting clips to unhook them from the airbox mounting studs. Remove the 4 airbox mounting bolts shown with a 10 mm socket. Remove the intake tube mounting bolt shown. Remove the entire intake tube and filter assembly from vehicle. On vehicles that are equipped with the intake tube support bracket, remove the 2 13 mm nuts securing the intake tube support bracket to remove it. On vehicles that are equipped with the intake tube support bracket, reinstall one of the 13 mm nut removed in step 7 onto the lower mounting stud and tighten. Disconnect the TPS sensor electrical connection from the throttle body. Remove the 4 10 mm bolts retaining the throttle body to the intake manifold. Lift the throttle body from the intake manifold. Then disconnect the throttle body motor electrical connection. Using the 10 mm bolts removed in step 10, secure the throttle body to the K&N throttle body adapter with the gasket. Install the throttle body assembly onto the intake manifold with the hardware provided. Reconnect the throttle body motor and TPS electrical connections. Install L bracket onto the heat shield with the hardware provided. Install the edge trim onto the heat shield. Some trimming of the edge trim may be necessary. Install the provided nut inserts into the airbox mounting holes. Loosen the coolant recovery hose, hose clamps, and then remove the factory recovery hose. Be sure to catch any coolant which flows out of the radiator during hose removal. Be sure to let the engine cool completely before removing the overflow hose, or hot coolant will escape from the radiator and injury or damage may result. Install the supplied coolant recovery hose and secure with the provided hose clamps. Install the heat shield and secure it with the provided hardware. Due to manufacturer inconsistencies, some vehicles may not be equipped with the threaded hole in the factory filter mounting plate. For these vehicles, it will be necessary to drill a 1/8 inch hole in the air filter mounting plate and attach the heat shield bracket with the sheet metal screw provided. Remove the 2 screws that secure the mass air sensor to the airbox with the wrench provided, then remove the mass air sensor. Install the provided gasket onto the K&N mass air adapter with the sticky side down. Install the mass air sensor into the K&N mass air adapter and secure it with the provided hardware. Install the mass air sensor assembly into the K&N intake tube. Secure the mass air sensor assembly onto the new K&N intake tube with the provided hardware. Install the provided NPT fittings into the intake tube. On vehicles that are equipped with only one vent line, install the provided NPT plug. Install the tube mounting bracket onto the K&N intake tube with the provided hardware. Install the silicone hose onto the throttle body with the provided hose clamps. Install the K&N intake tube into the silicone hose and then tighten the provided hose clamp. Connect the new intake tube to the bracket with the provided hardware. On vehicles not equipped with factory intake tube support bracket, it is necessary to use the supplied 8mm bolt, washers, and nut to secure the tube mounting bracket to the engine bracket. Unlock the crankcase vent hose and remove the hose from the valve cover. Install the provided silicone vent hose onto the valve cover and onto the K&N intake tube. Install the factory brake booster vent hose to the K&N intake tube. Reinstall the factory airbox mounting studs with the provided spacers. Reinstall the heater control valve and wiring harness mounting clips onto the airbox mounting studs. Reconnect the mass air sensor electrical connection. Install the silicone hose, part number 08630, onto the K&N filter adapter and secure with the provided hose clamp. Install the adapter assembly into the K&N air filter. Install the K&N air filter assembly onto the K&N intake tube and secure with the provided hose clamp. Reconnect the vehicle's negative battery cable. Double check to make sure everything is tight and properly positioned before starting the vehicle. The CARB exemption sticker included in the kit must be visible under the hood, so the emissions inspector can see it when the vehicle is required to be tested for emissions. It will be necessary for all K&N high-flow intake systems to be checked periodically for realignment, clearance, and tightening of all connections. Failure to follow the above instructions or proper maintenance may void warranty. For more product information, go to knfilters.com. K&N makes products for nearly every vehicle on the road. The K&N website allows you to search products by vehicle or dimension, download installation instructions, view dyno charts showing estimated horsepower gains for this product, and view product details. For information on where to buy K&N products, go to knfilters.com.